What is going on, guys? Tony here. In this video, I'm going to be bringing like a brief kind of overview of the new perk system that is in For Honor, or at least that's going to be in For Honor with Marching Fire, based on the open test. So basically, if you guys don't know, gear stats have been replaced with a perk-based system. And now basically what happens is each weapon piece or armor piece you have adds for points towards a specific perk. And then once you get that max amount of points that's needed for that perk to fill up, you essentially will unlock that perk to use. So you could have the chance of not having any perks at all or having some perks. So basically, first off, we'll go first just to look at the perks. So if we have perk definitions. So basically, you can see here, perks are gameplay effects that allow more strategy, and you have to combine 600 points to activate the perk. And then each hero has a limited set. So there's basically offense, defense, and assist perks. But that doesn't mean that your character is going to have access to all of them. So essentially, you just have a certain number. So if we just look at a couple of them, as you can see, there's offense perks like Devour, Execution. You get 15 plus health, Endurance, gaining Renown. You get 3% stamina cost reduction. You can have maximum of 4 gains. In critical health, you gain 15% stamina cost. Each unique player bot hero executed. Increase max health by 4, so you could have 16 max health at the end. Hero kill, gain 20% movement speed for 10 seconds. Upon spawner, when revived, first attack deals 20% more damage. And upon hero kill, your next attack deals 20% more damage. So these are the offensive perks, and you may be thinking, wow, these sound really weak and not that great. And that's because they basically said they want these to be weaker than tier 1 feats. Because in order to push this game more competitively, first, I'm not going to say that this is getting this game to a competitive level. They need to work out their balancing issues first, obviously. That's the main thing. But you can't have a gear-based system that just feeds people revenge and attack over and over, and it just completely imbalances this. So they're trying to make it more level to where someone could go in with a lower amount of gear score, and let's just say someone has higher gear score and maybe has a couple of these perks, to where it won't make an absolute monumental difference for having 180 gear score versus 0 gear score. So everybody still has the same opportunity, and there's no revenge gained or revenge attack, revenge duration perks in here. So that's really good to see. I actually think that's really good. So in this, we have the defense perks. So you have shields up, which is upon spawn you get a 15 health shield. Aegis, all shields received are increased by 20%. Fresh focus, out of stamina, blocks and parries regenerate 20%. Last stand, critical health, you gain 20% damage resistance. When in a zone or carrying a banner offering, gain 10% damage resistance. And exiting revenge, gain a 25 health shield. And then when gaining renown level, increase maximum health by 4. So there's another increased health by 4 in the offense, but your character likely doesn't have both of them, so you're not going to be able to gain both of those. At least I'm not 100% for all characters. I haven't gone through all the perks, but I assume that your character probably doesn't have both. On the assist perks, so upon spawner when revived, gain 20% movement. Remedy, upon hero kill, heal plus 10 health. When gaining renown level, gain 4% movement for speed for the first, then 2% for each subsequent level. So this is permanent movement speed. Rapid refresh, which on a takedown or reviving, you get feats active cooldowns reduced by 5%. And then Rising Dawn, you can revive allies to 75%, which is actually pretty good. And then Supersonic and Revenge gain 15% movement speed and an uninterruptible sprint. Very interesting. Clever Tactics, capture a zone and use banner offerings 15% faster. So these are all of the perks that we have access to. I'll take a look at Kensei's just now. So Kensei has a mix. He has Shields Up, Aegis, Devour, Endurance, Survival Instinct, Headhunter, and Fresh Focus. So currently, I haven't really tried to make a specific perk build, but when looking at Kensei's perks, trying to see like which ones are the best, looking at this, I mean, I think the stamina cost reduction is going to be pretty good when you get renown levels to just not use as much stamina so you can put out more attacks. I think that's decent. I've used this one in game too. Upon spawner revived, you set a 15 health shield. It's nice just to, tank an extra auto attack basically. Not an auto attack, a light attack. And then just kind of looking at other things in here, I mean, you get interrupted on your executions pretty heavily in Breach, so I can't say that this might be more effective in a Dominion based game mode or such. So it's pretty interesting to kind of go through, and try to come up with a perk combination. And I mean, when looking at this, I don't think like, man, this is really going to give me the upper edge on the opponent, which is what it should be. So it just might seem like we're going from something that was super, super, like needed to something that's really, really not as great in here, and it kind of seems like a super big jump, but I think it's what we needed, and I think this is going to be better for the future of it, because we don't want any of those revenge builds coming through, just revenge duration, revenge attack, revenge gained, all that annoying stuff that we went through on For Honor. So just looking at some of Kensei's gear, as you can see, we have this on my mouse, we have all of his perks right in here. These are all of the perks that you can get. As you can see, you need 600 points to actually gain access to that perk. So as you see in the second one, I only have 440. That means this perk is not activated. So basically, what you want to do is try to come up with the best combination of gear in order to get whatever perks you want. So just looking at some of these, I'll go to default for everything, just so we can start at 0, and then I can kind of show you how you can kind of mix and match to try to gain your perk slots. So as you can see, we have nothing except the shields up on default, so that gives you that. So I'm looking here, and I can see I can increase. There's no need to increase the shields up because we already have it, but as you see, I go to other ones, we'll actually lose shields up because they don't have that stat in there. So in this one, I'm seeing we got Headhunter in there. I might want to equip that, and then we go through, and basically you're just going to try to mix and match and find out whatever perk that you want to actually use for your character. Now, I played around a little bit with this, and I couldn't really get myself to have more than 2 perks active at the same time. I don't know how many, if you mess around with it, how many you can get active at a time when you're actually doing this. So I'm really, I have no idea, but just playing around before, I was able to get both I think it was the shield. It was the shield one, shields up, and I think, I don't know, like Aegis or something. And I was able to get those 2. So, I mean, I think maybe they probably only want you to have maybe 2 to 3 perks active at a time. I don't think they want you to have every single perk active, because then you just have a bunch of little bonuses that might add up to making something a little bit more stronger. But looking through, I can see that this is a better system, but I think it's going to be really annoying to do this math all the time to try to calculate, what I need, oh, this guard gives 100 Aegis, 240 endurance, but this one gives 100 Aegis, 220 devour, and I kind of want to devour more, so then do I have to sacrifice part of my go to my Ari arms because I want the Aegis on there or something? It's you're going to have to be doing a lot more math. Maybe it's going to be a little bit easier to identify once we've just experienced it a little bit more, but that is kind of what I wanted to look at with the perk system, and it doesn't really feel like it has impacted too much of the gameplay, so that's good to see, and I think that anyone in there could have more of a chance. I saw people go into the games with super, super high rep characters, and upwards of 50s, 60. I even did one game with Kensei in the breach mode, and I felt that I was still doing good damage against the low-level characters. They were still doing good damage against me. We were building revenge kind of at the same pace, and they were still able to, gain the renown, use their feats and such. Maybe I had better feats because I'm a higher level, but for the most part, this is a good change that's going to allow the gameplay to be a little bit more balanced, especially in modes like Dominion and stuff. The breach modes are kind of iffy because they just take so long, and it's just kind of, I don't know, Breach is an interesting game. We'll get to that later in a different video. But I just kind of wanted to go over the perk system very briefly. Let me know what your character has. If you think that the perk system's good. If you think the perks for your specifically main character is good. Like I said, going through Kensei's, I think Kensei's probably best perks that he has are, shields up seems pretty decent. Endurance seems okay. I mean, like some of this, like 15, when you're critical health, you're like under 25 health, and that doesn't seem like you'd need that because you're going to be waiting for revenge anyways. Execution might be good in modes like like breach, if you're going in there like a breach build. Maybe you're going to have builds based on game modes now for that. So I'm not exactly sure, but just looking at it, I mean, there's really only like maybe 3 to 4 perks that I would even consider taking out of here. So I guess that's good to have, you know, very, very low impact perks for the game. But, you know, let me know what you guys think. This is just kind of my raw thoughts after seeing it for the first day. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to get a nice comment section going on where we could have a cool discussion about it. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.